Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8,
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like SimRigs and Track Racer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, everything simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Good evening, good morning, and welcome to the OzOVals V8 Supercar Oval Series. Hey, it's round 7 of the Oval Series. We're here at Michigan International Speedway, and by we, I mean me, Jola Castro up in the booth with James Watson and Kobe Jordan pushing the levers, pulling the levers, pushing the buttons, and making it all happen. James, how you doing tonight?
Oh, I'm doing good. So, looking forward to this one. This is one of the bigger tracks on the schedule, which means a whole lot of draft and a whole lot of good pack racing.
That's right. We've got a lot coming up here out of Brooklyn, Michigan. It's a 2-mile track. We're going to do 90 laps of it tonight, folks. It looks like pit speeds at 55 miles an hour, 50% fuel in the tanks. That's about 4 sets of tires on the other side of the fence and a fixed setup. So we are going to have a lot of drafting tonight. It's going to be an interesting night overall, and I'm looking forward to seeing some supercars go around. I've been watching the Cup cars go around Michigan recently, but here at OzOVal, we do things a little different. Let's take a little look at the championship point standings and break that down real quick for you. Number 1, Gary Wellman. In number 1 with 193 points. Number 2, Ruben Feltz. 3rd, Andy Barber. 4th, Troy Davidson. 5, Ryan Barber. 6th, Kay Donnelly. 7th, Matthew Raymond. 8th, Todd Maxfield. 9th, Braden Sagasser. And 10th, Scott McClintock. Pretty good spread up there in the championship. Some very close points-wise as usual. So we're going to see a lot of chances for some mixing up of the points towards the bottom of that list, especially after tonight's race. We'll look here and see how things go. Wind is almost 10 miles an hour out of the south. It's 72 in the air, 97 on the track here in Brooklyn. So it's a little bit warm, but not in the 100-degree pitch yet.
Yeah, the virtual weather is a lot nicer than the real weather.
You're telling me. Oh, man, I wouldn't want to be down there. Right now, I'm sure the real weather is way worse.
The real weather here at this place a couple weeks ago was also not all that great either.
Well, thankfully we have that beautiful virtual weather, and there's our flagman. What is the flagman's name? I always want to call him Barney. Is that his name?
That is his name. You remember correctly.
Barney the flagman. Oh, Barney is going nuts right now, getting things ready for us to switch into the qualifying this portion of tonight's race, and we're going to get eyes on a couple of the racers themselves as they get out onto the field and get things started. We've got Sagasser and Purvis right now, both out, the 116 and the 96, taking their hot lap. Have you done? I have yet to get around here in the supercar, James. But have you gotten around here in the Cup cars or the supercars recently?
I have not run the current gen supercar yet. I have run the the previous gen, and it sure is something around here. So it should end up being a pretty good race. Of course, with all things in modern motorsport, you are going to have to worry about making sure the dirty air doesn't wreak too much havoc on your tires. But we should see a pretty decent setup. A little closer than what we had at Motegi last week. We'll never speak of that race ever again.
Well, I missed that race, so you're going to have to tell me a little bit about it later, maybe during a break or something. But we don't want to speak about it on the air right now. I didn't miss anything he says. I believe it. I believe it. Well, these
you
cars,
missed one of the greatest performances from the Barber boys that you'll ever see, and that's it.
And that's it. All right, I'll keep that in mind, and I might go back and watch it.
You're a sicko for wanting to go back and watch it, and I respect you for it.
Well, you know, I gotta pass the time somehow, right? Let's see here, though. We've got these cars are fun because they've got a little bit of downforce to them, and I don't get that out of my Cup cars typically. They're a lot slipperier around here. And just watching these guys in practice, I've seen them take some bumps and some hits, and they recover from them. That back of that car just gets seated way faster on the track.
I like how you said they get a little more slipperier as we had full camera on the Dookie car. Just top tier timing on that one.
Yeah, that was about it's just what's why I'm such a professional. Really, is it's that kind of timing that you just can't replicate.
Nope. Built different.
Just built differently. Yeah, absolutely. Here in Brooklyn, we got Sarah Kay saying, "Evening all, evening Sarah Kay."
Oh man, look at the top two. Look at that. You want to talk about close.
Wow.
Goodness gracious. 1/1000th of a second. The top three are separated by 6/1000ths of a second. I could do math, I swear.
I can't even see that far on my live timing sheet right now. All I see is 42.02 and 42.02. It's a very close race at the top right now with that fixed setup too. It's only going to be this close. Excuse me. It's going to stay this close is what I was trying to say.
Yeah. Oh, wait, and somehow Ruben Phelps went faster. by 1,000th. It's now 0.21.
Oh, Jesus. Very
Wow.
impressive, Phelps. Not bad, not bad. We're looking at Kim Ruffy right now in the 99 car. Going round and round. And the number 3, who's that? Number 3 is Adam
I believe that's
Malone.
Adam Malone.
Yes, indeed. We got a good field out here today. 21 cars on the field right now.
Yeah, it's going to be a gnarly race. Especially with how close these times are.
Right, let's go ahead and take a little break. We'll go ahead and throw it to the commercials, and when we come right back, we'll have some racing.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Hey, welcome back everybody to beautiful virtual Michigan International Speedway. Be sure to click that like, subscribe, and bell because you're watching OzOVals, and right now our guys are getting gridded up, so why don't we go ahead and break it down. First things first on the grid, your pole position is going to go to Ruben Phelps with an amazingly fast 42.02. Right behind him, it's Brandon Sagaster who did a 42.02.3, really only a 3,000th difference. Very impressive. In the next row, you've got Scott McClintock and Gary Wellman. After that, Troy Davidson and Kim Ruffy. Next row in 7th place, Todd Maxfield and Adam Malone in 8th. Lachlan Purvis and Cade Donnelly in 10th. Take it away.
And in row 6, we have Matty Raymond in the 80 and Andy Barber, last week's winner in the 5. Troy Mortensen in the 83 and Shannon Wright in the 0.23 on row 7. Row 8 features Ryan Barber in the 0.5 and Jake Jackson in the 444. Row 9 features Peter Matson in the 173 and the 18 of Jay Chandler. Nicholas Walsh in the 222 and DJ Derek Jacobs in the 21. And rounding out the field is Colin Bennett in the 242.
Okay. That'll be your 21-car field to do 90 laps of Michigan International Speedway. There goes the pace car, which means we've got 1 lap until race time. So get ready, folks. Grab those drinks, get a stretch in, get settled in. Now, let's talk a little bit about another prediction we've got for tonight's race. Besides what we think is going to go on, we've got our very own Sparky artificial intelligence, who we've fed some datums to, and he has kicked out some information. And that information is his prediction for tonight's race. So let's see what the robot thinks is going to be the situation in tonight's race. Based on the previous rounds, likely to win tonight's race, the robot thinks that Ruben Phelps is going to do very well. They think the podium is going to be Ruben Phelps, Gary Wellman, and Andy Barber. Looks like Phelps has had consistent power in big tracks with consistent podiums across the oval races, and he makes smart decisions late in the race, according to the analysis here. So let's see how well the analysis does versus the real thing. A few other details that it brought up. The dark horse in tonight's race is Andy Barber, the number 5, who has strong finishes last week in Motegi and Chicagoland, calm under pressure. And then trending in tonight's race. Troy Davidson, number 45, who is currently gaining momentum and finishing closer to the front in each round. So we'll see how the robot believes things go versus how things actually go. There goes the pace car, though. And we're about to get things started here at Michigan International Speedway. We are go, go, go on OzOVals. Love the sound of those engines just ripping away as we get things started here. Braden Sagasser off at the front with a good lead on Ruben Phelps. The 2 rows are still keeping it in 2 rows. We go through 1 and 2.
Yeah, Ruben didn't get... Oh, Shannon Wright clapped the wall hard off of 2. Ruben didn't get that good of a jump. Not like what you expect. Like, Braden just took it to him on the start. And it looked like a few others might have had a little bit of issues on the initial jump towards the back as well. And here we go, already just about 3 wide.
Just about 3 wide. It looks like Gary Wellman's trying to find a place to make it through the 2 cars of Rafi and Phelps just ahead of him, but he's going to go high up on the outside wall, probably higher up than anybody else right now. Way down on his inside is Ruben Phelps, who falls back now. Wellman moving forward, taking that spot from him.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how this race is going to go, because we saw some pretty good racing at Auto Club the last time we went to that track in this series. But Auto Club and Michigan are, to me, fundamentally pretty different. Obviously, Auto Club is much wider. You have a lot more lanes to use to your advantage. And also, the banking is just a little bit different here. You got the inside lane is banked differently. It's almost kind of sloped lower. So it kind of makes the cars behave a little differently. And also because of that, you're just not able to carry as much speed when you're using the other lanes, and that's why you'll see they won't kind of venture down there a whole heck of a lot. They'll kind of stay right around the second and third lane for the most part. Obviously, you'll see a few guys kind of venture down there, but for the most part, a lot of them are going to be kind of stationed in that second and third line.
Yeah, I think I see what you mean right now. We've got a lot of those cars doing that exact thing. We've also got a few of those intrepid pioneers that you mentioned, like a Lachlan Purvis, who's currently down on the inside line. Now the 96 is in the 7th place, sliding forward past the number 3 as well, looking for Adam Malone's spot in number 6, in the 6th place, to line up car number with place. But we'll see if Purvis can use the inside line and the center line there a little bit. We heard one of the drivers mention that the front right tire was really getting eaten up tonight. And with 50% fuel in the tank, eating up your front right tire and driving hard is going to make things doubly difficult for these drivers tonight. As we don't have any stages in tonight's race either. We don't do any stage racing here in OzOVals, so we're going to go with a straight shot to 90 with some green flag pit stopping.
Yeah, and it's good to see the 1-9 boys back here with Purvis and Sagasser. Obviously, Chris Bleakley has had to bow out for a good chunk of the season, dealing with flooding around his neck of the woods. So our thoughts are with him trying to deal with that. So, but it's good to see the rest of the team back. It's been a couple races since we've seen them, and already picking up where they left off. 1-9 has been really good in OzOVal the last couple, basically since last season and beyond. So, yeah, good to see him back up here in the series.
Excellent. It's always good when someone bounces back a little bit there. And speaking of bouncing, Kim Roffey bounced Braden Sagasser from the front spot right now. He's taken that front spot.
And here comes Maxfield.
Wow, what a charge, Todd Maxfield.
Yeah, got his teammate Wellman right behind him, trying to give him the bump, trying to get these two Simboys cars back up to the front.
Oh,
you know they want to pass that rope car.
Yeah. Side by side for second. There goes the rotation.
Oh,
Maxfield.
what a move. He
What a
barely
slide
had
from
enough.
Maxfield.
Yeah, that's what you
what a
love to see.
slide. And now he's going to go ahead and try to insult to injury that one. He's got the place for it. He's got the speed. Todd Maxfield is your race leader. Oof. Very, very close right now between Sagasser and Rafi behind him, though. That 2x2 situation is an ugly one. These guys do not want to let up any distance or any on the track from each other. It looks like they're finally giving each other some room, but for about a half lap there, they were very, very close. Now we've got two teammates on the inside lined up. That's Kim Rafi. Excuse me. On the inside there, that's Sagasser and Purvis. The two 1.9s. Lined up one after another on the inside, trying to take advantage of that low line and use the geometry of the track a little bit against Sagasser and Maxfield.
Oh, 3 wide for the lead.
Hold your breath, folks.
Yeah.
It looks like these guys will all want a piece of that $700 Doogie handset that they are racing for at the end of this series. So it is this battle at the front is where the action is at. There's some stuff going on a little bit further back. It looks like for like 5th and 6th place, but the battle up at the front has still been a hot one. We are only on lap 9. We are a 10th of the way through tonight's race.
Yeah, the 1-9 boys, they're making their return and putting a stamp on it. 1-2 right now as we start lap 10.
It's very impressive, I gotta say. Got the double 1.9 paints lined up there in the front. Further back in the pack, Kim Rafi and Ruben Phelps. Ruben Phelps and Gary Wellman side by side. Phelps still on the inside now, kind of boxed out from that outside line. Here comes the 7-Eleven paint of Adam Malone, though. He wants a piece of this action as well.
Trying to come up with a Slurpee joke here. I'll have one before the race is over.
Well,
As
it looks like...
as we hear the pain sigh of producer Kobe in the background.
I was going to say that Todd Maxfield had to take a big gulp before he made that move.
Yes. Love it.
There you go. Cut it, print it. It's the best I got for you right now. But here he goes.
Yeah,
hey, that big gulp worked out. Maxfield's in the lead. It's also the best line from Dumb and Dumber. Hey guys, big gulps, huh? All right. Well, see you later.
I always prefer "Don't you go dying on me now," but that's just me.
Don't you go dying on me now. That's a good one too. Oh, I got to go back to that film at some point.
I know, right?
Back up at the front, Todd Maxfield's got a solid lead on things, but the 1-9 boys are not letting him have it lightly. Big move right now. Down to the inside goes Phelps. Phelps is looking to try to get potentially on the inside of the other car down on the inside line there. That's Davidson, Troy Davidson, who is side by side with Maxfield for the lead right now. I think he's going to take the lead right at the line. The dark horse himself, Troy Davidson, that Sparky, our AI assistant, decided to throw out there as the possible winner of tonight's race, the one that you could maybe make some money betting on. That's Troy Davidson. Back in the back.
Inside Lane Sportsbook coming soon.
Yes, I am not a financial advisor. Do not take any financial advice from me. I will say that much. As the 1-9 boys are moving out into the front now, Purvis and Sagasser.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned the identical paints. These two, they really, the 1-9 boys do not make it easy on us because I can never tell which one is which.
They should make them switch which side is purple and which side is orange, just so we can tell.
Yes.
It's like watching the Uso brothers wrestle back in the day. I could never tell them apart. Lachlan Purvis. Now, is it Sagasser or Sagasser? Sagasser. Okay, good. Braden Sagasser is right now trying to do some defensive driving because Troy Davidson is right behind him. And going for 3 wide on the inside. It's Phelps now.
3 wide. Heck, we were nearly
slice.
4 wide.
We were almost 4 wide there, weren't we? Then now we are 3 wide, a little bit further back. Phelps. Wellman.
Yeah. It looks like that inside lane is coming in, boys. Inside lane on Inside Lane Productions.
It had to be.
He said the thing.
Oh, but watch this. The 1-9 boys said, "Nope, we're gonna split here, and we're gonna do some defense." As
a
Sagasser
third
moves down.
1-9 car is coming up.
That's true. Who is that? That's Jake Jackson, the new racer. The new guy in the 444. He's the hardest charger of the evening. He's up 12 positions right now.
Yeah, I feel bad. I don't think I mentioned him when I was talking about them making their return. So, yeah, he's making his... Is it his debut, or is my poor memory playing tricks on me again? Is this his first race, Kobe? Okay, it is. I actually got something right for once. Okay. I don't feel stupid this time, but giving it a few laps, I'll change.
Well, for half a lap, Jake Jackson was leading this race before Todd Maxfield said, coming back. Ooh, Jackson almost takes the nose off of his team.
Yeah, he didn't give him a whole lot of room right there. Oh, boy.
Just gave him a rhinoplasty. Just about reset the bridge of that guy's nose. That was either Purvis or Sagasser. I couldn't quite tell which, but Jackson getting very, very close. That was Sagasser. Jackson getting very, very close to cutting his nose off.
He nearly made that Camaro into a Malibu. Oh, and speaking of, the 1-9 car at the top just squeezed right up in front of Gary Wellman.
Oh man, this is a tense situation up here at the front. It's 2 lines, and then right behind it, you see that car in the middle.
Yeah, and
that's the number.
We're not even. Go on.
Let's see, that's Peter Matson right now, who is just trying to drive right up the middle of the field.
Yeah, this is some intense racing, and we're not even a third of the way through this race.
Yeah, we're on 18, looking for 90. So we have a ways to go, and these guys at the front are going to be exhausted after tonight's race if this is the pace they're keeping. And look at that.
Oh.
Look at Phelps right now, pushing that 3 wide.
And my eyes may have been playing tricks on me, but I thought I saw maybe a little bit of contact with the wall from Wellman halfway down the straightaway. I don't know. It got pretty close with him and the 1-9 guys, and thought I saw a little bit of tire smoke off the wall, but it's hard for me to say. Oh, jeez!
It's entirely possible. I fully believe it's possible. Now let's see.
We got Sparky's race pick making his way back up to the front.
Can he do it? Whereas Troy Davidson is wheeling his way backwards a little bit now. Maxfield's still up at the front. Ooh, bit of a wiggle there out of Purvis. Purvis giving the squeeze. Oh, there's contact finally! Contact between Matson and one of the 1-9 boys there. That was Jake Jackson. And then the car gets right back on the track. That's that downforce I was talking about.
Oh,
if we were in Cup cars, that would have been the first wreck of the night.
Yeah. Oh, it might still be the first wreck of the night.
I think you're right. Look at this situation we have up here.
Eesh.
It is a madhouse at the front of this race, folks. Glad you're able to join us here for OzOVals. It is a crazy race early on here at this Michigan International Speedway race for 90 laps right now. 3 wide briefly for the lead, Todd Maxfield and Braden Sagasser.
Yeah, I was worried that this might not be as good as the race we saw at Auto Club. This is putting the Auto Club race to shame, and that's saying a lot because that was a pretty good race, but this is madness right here.
I am surprised that the 2 columns have maintained for as long as they have. Like usually we get to the point where these guys are getting into the single file, but with this fixed setup, with the way Michigan works, you can get 2 columns and let them ride. Oh, look at that move from Wellman. Gary Wellman out to the front. The 45 car has taken the lead in tonight's race. What a move. Big slide. Now everyone's down the inside line now. Oh, putting it 3 wide is Phelps. Phelps is 3 wide. Is he going to go back up on the outside, or is he going to keep the squeeze down the inside line? Oh, he's keeping the squeeze down there with the 45. Very, very close right now between the 6 and the 45 at the front.
Yeah, and Madsen and Sagasser got real close in the center of the corner, too.
Here he goes back up on the outside. Wellman and Phelps doing the do-si-do now. 2 wide. Wellman falling back a little bit. Phelps taking advantage of that. Down on the inside. Speaking of taking advantage, Braden Sagasser on the inside. He wants that spot back. And
yeah, Maxfield leaving his teammate out to dry on the outside. Thankfully, Gary able to tuck back in. But what a power move.
Maxfield said, nuh-uh, I am going to jump off of you like Yoshi in the pit.
I try to do a Yoshi impression, but it is horrendous.
It's too early in the morning. Let's see if I can get it going. Luffle! There we go.
Okay, that had no business being that good. That is mildly irritating, honestly.
Mom. Oh, Yoshi.
Oh, boy.
It's a little early for it. Little early. My voice is currently a few octaves too deep to do the Yoshi voice, but I gave it a shot. Here we go, guys. Breakaway in the pack here. Maxfield has gotten a few car lengths now on Jake Jackson, the new guy, and Braden Sagasser. So he's got a little bit less to deal with, but Jake Jackson is leading an absolute hornet's nest of drivers right now who still are all racing as if they're all racing for second place right now.
Yeah, they're finally starting to reel him in. That's kind of your worst nightmare at a track that's having these pack racing tendencies like we're seeing, is you never want to get that big lead out in front, because they will catch you, and they will catch you at a high rate of speed. So if you want to get that big of a lead, you want to get it to where you're out of their draft range. He is not, but he's still able to maintain a decent gap right now. Doing a pretty good job of that, honestly.
Not bad, not bad. Maxfield out in front.
It's kind of funny seeing the dichotomy of the SRM boys right now, because you see Ruben Phelps, he's been making aggressive move after aggressive move all race long, and then you see his teammate Matty Raymond like all the way towards the back of the pack, like, nah, man, I'm just gonna chill back here, and he's just waiting for everyone to inevitably kill themselves before he starts moving his way back up. Matty is definitely the cool, calm, and kind of take it easy out on the track until he needs to turn it up.
Well, he's got some time. We are approaching the 1/3 mark in tonight's race, folks. We're approaching lap 30. Here we are on lap 28. Oof, very close right now up here at the front, too. Still a battle between Jake Jackson and Todd Maxfield. Maxfield on the inside, very, very close. Jackson sliding down the track almost into the nose of Peter Matson.
Oh, here we go. First pitting. I was wondering. Oh, we got a few cars coming in, too.
We got 3 coming down. Maxfield, Mortensen, and Colin Bennett all hitting the pit right now.
Yeah, I was wondering when we're going to see those first stops.
Yeah, and that's Todd Maxfield, your race leader, Todd Maxfield. So we'll see if he can get those positions back with some freshies and a top up on the tank.
Yeah,
Jax.
I think that may be the least of his worries because he pit 2 laps before the 1/3 mark, as we see gonna have a few more here likely. Got Sagasser and his teammate.
Ooh. Keep it on the ground, Sagasser.
Yeah, we see a few more cars. Yeah, so we might see some fuel saving here towards the end of this race, because 2 laps and 1 lap before the 1/3 mark, so they're going to need to fuel save to try to make it a 2-stop. As we see, Purvis slid his box, had to back up. That is killer. That is the worst nightmare at a draft track. He just locked up the rear. And he had to re-parallel park it. It's the worst thing ever. Let me tell you, as someone who's messed that up, seeing the too far right, too far left, there's nothing I've ever raged at more, having to re-parallel park and stuff like that. It's just so frustrating.
It's embarrassing, is what it is.
that too. You hit the nail on the head, absolutely.
Oh, that's fun. That's fun. This is back out on the track now, Todd Maxfield and Troy Mortensen and Colin Bennett. All 3 of them looking good now.
Yep,
up at the
here's
front,
the rest
Troy
of the lead
Davidson.
pack.
Mm-hmm. Ooh, wow. A lot of cars pitting now. Ooh, very fast. Very, very fast. Pit entry. Who was that in the TWRS? Matt Raymond. Did he get a black flag for that, you said? Ooh, no black flags. Matt Raymond, though, very, very spicy pit stop.
Yeah, for those that were watching the Arca Sparks race earlier, we've seen that Matty Raymond is really good at getting all he can from his pit entries and still not getting himself a penalty.
Well, good. That takes a little finesse to be able to go flying into pit road and not get yourself a black flag.
Absolutely. And these guys that came in now, they're going to be in real good shape because they don't have to worry about fuel mileage as much. So they can be able to push a little more and still more than likely be able to stretch it to where they only have to make that one final stop. And everyone else, they're gonna have to fuel save at some point. Otherwise, they're gonna be stuck splashing and dashing, and that's the last thing you want.
Yeah, you're going to lose positions doing that, and then you're going to be on the back foot for the rest of the race, especially because you're going to be splashing and dashing pretty late in the game. Unless there's some yellows that come out, you're going to be waiting until, the last third of the race to get that little splash.
Yeah, and it's also going to create a bit of a positive feedback loop, or in this case, maybe a negative feedback loop, because now that we've had a round of green flag stops, we got separation in the field, we're going to have some fuel save. So this run, we might not necessarily see the same amount of crazy, aggressive, side-by-side racing. So, which means we're less likely to have a caution, which means you're going to have to focus on fuel saving more. and it's just going to continue on. So you have to make sure you save that extra bit of fuel, otherwise, as we're talking about, you're going to be hurting with 5 to go.
Okay, and we are going to take a short break here, folks. When we get back, we'll have more racing from Michigan International Speedway and OzOVals, so stay tuned.
You've got what it takes. Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month.
Hey, we're back, folks. We wanted to touch base real quick because you just saw it, we just saw it, and we had to point it out. That was a hell of a wreck between Scott McClintock and Todd Maxfield. Brought them both down to the inside of the track there in the tri-oval. Let's see if we can get more eyes on that in the old Wayback Machine. It all started back with a twinkle in the eye.
Oh, yeah. Scott just kind of, I don't know if his spotter gave him the proper idea of what was happening around him, but yeah, Scott just kind of drove down, and there was Todd Maxfield. And wasn't that Sparky's dark horse?
That was. Was that the Maxfield was, or Davidson was? I thought. Let me check. Davidson is the dark horse. So Sparky is still onto something. Yeah, Davidson is the turning up. The dark horse is actually Andy Barber in tonight's race, who is in 4th place right now. Davidson is trending up.
There went my streak of getting things right. My career-long streak at 1. As Kim Rafi into the wall again.
Yikes. Well, don't worry, buddy. You're going up against ChatGPT, so you're going to eventually get something right against it.
Yeah,
so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Its track record is not very good either.
I suppose you're right. It's when I'm getting beat out on getting things right in comparison to Kobe. But boom, pow, burn. And, yep, I'm hearing I've been fired from all Inside Lane productions from here on out. So, bye, everyone. It was nice having you.
It's been great. It's been nice talking to you.
Oh,
no. We're in the opposite. You are a lifer, apparently.
Yeah, apparently I'm getting chained up, which means maybe I shouldn't continue that thought. Anyways,
you ain't going nowhere.
So pretty good battle for P2 right there. Has a gracious. Braden Sagasser, he's got about a second 3/4 lead right now. It is incredible.
Yeah,
What kind of pit
he's
stop
looking
did he
good.
have?
I don't know, but it was a fast one. It took him. Let me see. Pitted on 29. He spent 28 seconds in pit lane. Total.
Wow.
That's start to finish. But he's whatever it was fast, and now he does have an increasing gap on Lachlan Purvis right now, moving up to almost 2 seconds in total. Purvis behind him though, trying to hold off Peter Madsen, who wants that second place spot. Madsen high to the outside is gonna go ahead and. Ooh, I almost spoke too soon. Madsen is gonna have some trouble taking that spot from him.
Oh, yeah, you're right about that.
Just lacking the momentum he needs. Well, here we go. He found it.
He's
in the back.
Yeah, he's got it now.
Yeah, he during 1 and 2, he just didn't quite have the speed. But as soon as he got that exit on 2, that was good. He used that momentum and pushed ahead of Lachlan Purvis. Purvis falling back now to just ahead of Andy Barber. Barber, our dark horse of tonight's race, according to the Sparky Bot. So let's see how he's doing. Barber, the dark horse, is right ahead of Ruben Phelps, who is the AI's prediction to win the race. Nice line of 3 cars here at the front.
Yeah, we're finally starting to see a little bit of single file racing here for the most part. Everyone's probably playing the old fuel game. And someone who's definitely not playing the fuel game is our race leader, which has me a little bit worried for him. You know, he already pitted one lap before that 30 mark, so he's already down 1 lap, and being full throttle like this all by himself, full burn, he's probably going to be an extra couple laps shorter than that. At least I think he is.
Yeah, I can see that. He's going to push through most of that air on his own. And with no assistance, he is making his own bubble, and that's going to cost him in fuel economy.
Yep, and there's the front bubble pop for Scott McClintock. And we never did get a caution for that wreck, did we?
Nope.
Yeah,
it was on the inside. It was only 2 cars in the back of the field.
Yep. Yeah, that's rough for both of them.
Yeah, they're going to be on the back foot for the rest of the night, at least until we get another possibility at a caution, which might get one of their laps back.
I'm just amazed he was able to drive that long like that. You know, you figured the engine would have taken some significant damage, but you know, you don't have to worry about cooling issues when the front's gone.
That's true. You're going to get plenty of wind in there. Plenty of it. Maybe too much of a good thing. Let's go back to the race and see where the packs are at right now. Madsen and Purvis are still battling it out for second right now. A little gap has formed between Purvis and Phelps, though. Purvis and Phelps have a few cars between them, as you can see here. And then after Phelps, you've got the line that's just about everybody else represented there. Before you have, a few little packs pulling up the rear. But that big pack in the middle, that's Ruben Phelps all the way back to about Kim Rafi there at the top of the field. So about 10 cars there lined up from 4 to 14. Up at the front, ooh. Up at the front, Braden Sagasser just barely able to get around the lapped car. No, not the lap car. Who is that up at the front?
Yeah, no, you're right. Lap car of Todd Maxfield.
Yeah, Maxfield's still out with a lot of damage.
Yeah, and I will reuse this question. How is he still driving that thing? Because I think he's in worse shape than... Yeah, because I think he's in worse shape than McClintock. Because look at where that left front tire is pointing. The left is pointing right.
How is he not meatballed? Yeah.
Oh, he's gonna be meatball when that left front tire blows, cause boy howdy, is that that's gonna cause some uneven wear patterns on that contact patch. Wow.
Goodness gracious. Well, Frankenstein's monster lives. I don't know what to call this car. A zombie?
Yeah, I'm not.
Abomination?
Yeah. I'm not laughing at him. I'm just laughing at the situation, the fact that I am impressed that he's able to keep chugging along with that thing. That is some dedication.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of a good zombie-related nickname for him now. T-Virus? I don't know. We'll figure something out. But that car has got a second lease on life, at least for as long as that front left holds out. But speaking of lease on life, he might wish he was dead right now because he is falling back further and further and further in the field as a result of this. I'm not sure. Maybe he just doesn't want to stay in and get it fixed.
Yeah, if he gets that yellow, he'll be maybe not necessarily fine, but in a lot better shape. You know, he can get a good chunk of that damage fixed and likely not lose an additional lap. That's the good thing about wrecking at a big track like here, is that if you do get a caution, you have a lot more time to get damage fixed than a smaller track where you don't need to worry about aero getting fixed, but you also have like no time to get any damage fixed. So it's a trade-off.
Yeah, I can see that definitely. Sagasser still out in front. Matson and Purvis still fighting it out for second.
And they're starting to catch him. They brought it down about near half a second the last couple laps.
Maybe there's a little bit of fall off on Sagasser's tires, or maybe he's finally starting to lift off a little bit and not drive as hard into the turns. Either way, he is getting caught up a little bit. Down to the inside through the trial goes Matson and Purvis. They are still very respectful right now. Purvis is not trying to put the moves over on Matson, it seems like. He's just trying to find a spot to sit behind him, maybe just get some of that air out of his way and enjoy that drive up to second place. Ooh, and it sounds like our new driver has been sent to the pits for connection issues. The 444 of Jake Jackson.
That is heartbreaking. He was running very well on his debut.
He really was. But it looks like too much blinking will get you in the iRacing prison.
And that's wild because he hadn't been in the shot as much in this stint, but didn't really see much blinking from him. But then I suppose since he got sent to the pits, he was probably blinking out so much that we couldn't see him, I guess, then.
Yeah, he might have just been out. He blinked away for a while and just ended up pretty far back in the list, so something must have happened there. But unfortunate for Jake Jackson, we hope to see you back out here on OzOVals again very soon. In the meantime, out at front, Sagasser still leading things out in a commanding fashion. His commanding fashion has shrunk, though, down to 1 second, down from almost 2.
Yeah, he's got to be in fuel conservation mode now.
And he better be.
Yeah, better late than never.
Yeah, better late than never to start getting that strategy into motion. And we are over halfway through tonight's race, folks. We're on lap 54 of 90. 45 is our halfway mark. So we are cruising, just cruising with these boys down under and enjoying this great race. Folks, remember, if you want to get yourselves an OzOVals sticker, it's as easy as just asking for one. They are $5. That includes shipping anywhere in the world. So there's on your screen. You get some nice OzOVals. I'm going to pick one up for my car. I'd like to get one of those lovely OzOVals stickers, maybe an ISCA sticker. I have a soft spot for that league as well, or a few others. Just go ahead and send a message on over to Kobe, and we'll get you some stickers.
I'm going to put one on my forehead because that'll be an improvement.
Yeah, an improvement over the other ad space you're selling there.
Yeah.
For GoldenNuggetCasino.com.
Yeah, they've been stiffing me on payments as of late.
My 75-cent checks haven't been bouncing.
Yeah, this tattoo isn't cheap, you know.
Well, we've got the if you've got ad space on your car, folks, we've got the stickers for you. So once again, go ahead and give that some consideration as we go around now and get more of this race under our belts here. And let's look here. You got Ryan and Andy Barber. Andy Barber, one of the predictions for tonight's race. They're slowly crawling their way up the list. Ryan Barber at 11th place right now. Oh, excuse me, up 11 places and 4th place. Andy Barber in 6th. There on the side of your screen, you've got the tower breaking down where everybody is and how well they've been doing. You can see Ruben Phelps down 3 from where he started, unfortunately. But Peter Matson up 15 places, up to 2nd. Very, very good charging tonight out of Matson. Very good charging out of Ryan Barber as well, up 12 places. And a little further back, I want to give a shout out to Colin Bennett, who's up 11 places from where he started. And we got pit stops going on. Braden Sagasser is in the pits. Our race lead. Or our previous race lead. I must point out that now the race is being led by Lachlan Purvis and Peter Matson. We'll see for how long. And Lachlan Purvis takes it down pit road. Now it's Matson and Barber out in front. Peter Matson, Ryan Barber, and Ruben Phelps for your 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, I imagine we're going to see Matson in this time, as he was doing a lot of leading of his own there in that second pack.
That's right. Ooh, big slides down to the inside as the outside line tries to close a little bit. Matson trapped down there on the inside. Is he going to slow down?
Yep.
Yes, he is. Ooh. Hits the brakes a little hard, loses the back end just a touch, but holds on to it. Matson now down pit lane with Ryan Barber and Ruben Phelps taking your race lead. Phelps slides down almost into the nose of Andy Barber. And it looks like he wants to create a second line here.
And they're staying out.
Yeah. No one yet is pitting. The Barbers are now forming up here at the front.
Yeah, this is big. I think they might be good to go here to the end without having to save even if they pit like right now.
Well, they're doing pretty darn good. It's Barber squared up here at the front of the list. Andy and Ryan with Ruben Phelps in 3rd. Ooh, Kim Roffey. Let's take a look here. And some troubles. The 99 car looking for pit entry.
Yeah. Yeah, it looked like that 099 was a little too fast. As Ruben Phelps came in, it looks like, but the most of the it looks like all the Southern Stars cars are staying out, so they're really going to be good to go here.
Well, this race is still currently being dominated by the Barbers as well. They're still being dominated by the Barbers, but Andy Barber now down pit road with Ryan Barber as well. Troy Davidson's still out.
Yeah, he's taking another lap. That is some real good fuel save right there.
No kidding. He's the only one who still hasn't pit from the 30s where he was driving. Let's hope he doesn't run out of gas on this lap.
Yeah. Yeah,
He
I
has
don't
pushed
hate
this
this.
further than anybody else.
He has, and I'm impressed. And I don't hate this strategy in the sense that I always like to come down with as few cars as possible, because it just seems to me that the more cars you come down pit road with, the more chaotic it is and the more time you actually lose. So yeah, you lose time being all by yourself without a draft, but I feel like it at least evens out with how much you save, and like you don't have to worry about something crazy happening out of your control, like someone spinning in front of you or slowing up to go into their box might be before yours.
All right, and we just had a quick little. I want to shout out quickly to the YouTube comment that we just saw from Sarah Kay saying the Barbers are looking formidable, but she thinks that Ruben Phelps is still going to be on the podium before the end of the night's race, and well, so does the robot. So we got to see where Ruben Phelps will end up. Right now, folks, we're going to take a little break, get things started back up after these pit stops, and we'll see how the race forms up here on OzOVals at Michigan International Speedway. Stay tuned.
You've done what it takes. Ladies and gentlemen, ready for countdown. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, ignition.
Man, this is some of the greatest stuff I've ever heard. Ooh.
These go to 11.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
If you love the thrill of racing but hate the risks, then buckle up. Everything Simulated is here to merge adrenaline with absolute safety. In a world where technology meets adrenaline, Everything Simulated is revolutionizing driver training with state-of-the-art simulators. From truck training to the thrill of motorsports, our simulators offer the most realistic experiences across all automotive applications. Gone are the days of endless bookwork and basic drills. Now it's all about hands-on, pulse-pounding action that prepares you for the real deal. Whether you're maneuvering a heavy mining vehicle or racing a high-speed car, our simulators, equipped with cutting-edge technology from leaders like SimRigs and TrackRacer, bring every nuance of the drive to life. And talk about making a mark. We're not just building simulators, we're fostering talent. From grassroots motorsports to professional series like the Aussie Outlaw GT3, sponsored by us, Everything Simulated is fueling dreams and careers. Ready to feel the excitement of the racetrack under your fingertips? Connect with us, and let's build your next simulator adventure together. Remember, we support those who support us. Join the Everything Simulated family, and let's race towards the future.
Hey folks, we're back with OzOVals from Michigan International Speedway. It's me, Jolo, up in the booth with James and Kobe. And we are bringing you the last, well, we got 72 laps. We got about 20 laps left of tonight's race. And James, what a race it's been.
Yeah, you're telling me, and it's starting to heat up here pretty quickly. Although this whole pack is about 3 seconds behind 1 and 2 of Sagasur and Wellman.
Yeah, there are clearly a few races going on right now. There is the Sagasur, Wellman, and Malone, the Sagasur and Wellman pack, which is way up there in the front. Then there is the Adam Malone pack, which is that group of cars we got eyes on right now. Malone in the 7-Eleven livery leading. Braden Sagasur actually heading down pit road right now.
Yeah, I knew he was going to be short, but even still, that's a lot quicker of than I was expecting.
Yeah. Same. Seems like this might be a rough spot for him to bounce back from.
Yeah, I think you're right about that.
Whoa! Big shot right now to Adam Malone from Andy Barber. What a bump. Barber just giving a massive push to Malone, almost unseating him. Coming through the front there, or through the back stretch. That was a very big bump as the Barbers look to link up yet again.
Yeah, those are team cars, so they're probably real familiar with each other and knowing how much of a push that they can give.
Speaking of pushing, ooh, very close right there between Ryan Barber and Ruben Phelps. Andy up at the front gives another bump to Malone. Just saying either, put up or get out of the way. And that Malone car, very durable. Hey, you know what? That's just about as durable as a Doogie handset, which these guys are actually racing for in this series overall. Doogie makes durable handsets for your telephones. There's a picture of one on screen right there. Ultra slim body. Look at that. Futuristic design. Very, very sleek. And not going anywhere. These are going to make sure that your handset survives just about anything you can put it through. And these worth 700 Aussie dollars. So that's not something to sneeze at. These guys are all racing for it. And right now, it looks like Gary Wellman wants it the most. So, folks, remember, if you want to race for something big and really interesting here, one of these Doogie handsets, you got to get into one of these leagues. Here up at the front, blasting through the field now. Adam Malone has caught up. That was a big shift right there. The first pack just fell completely back into the second pack, and now we are in one giant group.
Yeah, when did Wellman come down for his last stop again? Because I can't remember
His last stop was on lap 61.
So, okay, so yeah, I can't imagine he might. I can't imagine he's really having to worry about fuel a whole lot right now.
No.
So yeah, they just ran him down. He also got
Yeah.
stuck behind his teammate Todd Maxfield with all that damage, so I think that might also slowed him down just a little bit, especially when the pack got there.
Yeah, I have a feeling that it was Maxfield that was largely a part of why Wellman ended up back where he is now. And now this pack coming through, crossing the line right now into lap 79. We are almost within the 10-lap sight of the end of tonight's race, folks. It has been such a good one, and we're glad you've been along the entire way. Thank you for your support. Be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and hit that bell so that you know when Inside Lane Productions is going to be bringing you the next great Inside Lane production. Adam Malone out at the front, leading Ruben Phelps. Behind him, it's 2x2 with Andy Barber and Gary Wellman. Ryan Barber right behind. Ooh.
Oh,
Ooh.
oh boy.
This is giving us the ooze.
Yeah. Oh, just wait till they give us the O's.
Yeah,
Wait.
all this action. I'll stick with the ooze, please. This isn't When Harry Met Sally. So
I'll have what they're having.
Yeah, there we go. You got my reference. So we've got some really wild racing going up here at the front. Those ooze were courtesy of Ruben Phelps, and Andy Barber is getting extremely close in this line of 3 cars here. We'll see how things shape up. The Barbers, again, as our viewer CRK pointed out in the YouTube chat, very formidable racers here, the 2 Barbers, and they are up at the front, challenging for lead positions here, side by side. They are a menace to get around, get through. They're kind of like a wall, this amorphous wall shape up here at the front, dominating the 3rd place slot right now. And so we'll see how the Barbers can change the shape of the end of this race.
Yeah, they're looking to go back to back here. And they are in great position to do so. Is wow, 22 lead changes. How about that one, folks?
How do you like that? We love to see it. 22 lead changes, even though it seems like it's been the same couple of cars up here at the front. We had Sagasser at the front for a while. We had Matson up at the front for a while, but now we've got Malone and Phelps. We had Maxfield at the front for a little while. Then Maxfield, unfortunately, had that heavy damage that took him out of the running there with Scott McClintock. So now it's Adam Malone and Ryan Barber's race. Barber pushing to the front. Ryan Barber, specifically. Down and low on the outside. Troy Davidson's going to make it 3 wide for the lead.
Here we go. Business is booming, folks. It's picking up.
Barber not willing to let Davidson have it. He's going to keep it 3 wide instead of falling in. Oh, the big squeeze. What a sandwich.
Oh, there's contact.
Contact now, Barber.
Yeah, they got hooked
Trying to
together,
create
and then Davidson was like, "Hey, mate, give me some room out down here."
Yeah. Quit squeezing me.
Oh, what does Phelps do? Oh, he's like, all right, the middle's open. Don't mind if I do.
Just send it. Just send it, Ruben Phelps, as he goes and takes the lead at lap 84.
Yeah, this isn't the first 3 wide move through the middle he's made. We saw him earlier in Arca Sparks do it. Oh, boy.
Yeah, but that is a check that needs to have the you need to have the money in the bank to cash it, and he Almost did until we checked his account balance, and now Ruben Phelps falls back to 5th place because he just couldn't quite seal the deal. He needed to pick a lane and probably go to the top side, but instead he stuck it out in the middle, and that cost him just about everything on that lunge.
Yeah, but his saving grace is he's still got a good amount of time left.
Yeah,
Now he has an idea on what happens if he makes this move. So this is all just, data in the bank. Oh boy. Oh, Ryan gave a huge shove to Malone, and that got him sideways. Oh, they're squeezing.
Contact.
Oh man.
That was definite contact between Phelps and Malone there. They're still 3 wide for 2nd place. It's Barber, Phelps, Malone. Phelps with the dive. He's going for 1st. From the middle. He can't quite make it.
No, oh, he squeezes up in front of Malone. He's got that done at least.
Here
But
comes
here
Barber
comes
to make
Ryan
it 3 wide
Barber.
for 1st.
And Peter Matson's starting to make his way back up to the front. We are 2 wide for now. Give that about 5 seconds, and we won't be too wide for long.
Right.
Oh. Oh. Uh-oh.
Ooh,
Oh, there's
big
the
blink.
Adam Malone blink.
You know what that's going to do? It's going to spook a lot of drivers around him. They're going to see that, and they're going to back off, and that's going to change the temperature of this field.
Yeah, but Adam Malone has his connection do that a decent amount of times through the race, so I feel like everyone's used to it to where they're not really going to worry about it this time.
Yeah.
It's a consistent blink. Oh boy. Ugh. Oh, Wellman wanting to make it 4 wide.
He wants to, but it's not going to happen. Ooh, very close, very close. Everybody squeezes up here.
Oh,
we
no,
got a spin,
oh, there it is!
spin. The 5's around,
There
the
it
5's
is!
around.
Oh, Andy in the wall.
The yellow flag flies on lap 88 of 90.
Man.
88 of 90. We almost made it.
Yeah, but you knew there was no way in hell we were making it through without a caution. It was happening.
I wasn't
matter
going
of
to
when.
say anything, James. I wasn't going to say anything. I even deliberately avoided saying, and look, no cautions yet. Like, I didn't say that during my last recap of the race. Just hoping that we'd make it to 90 here. But look at that. The oscillations started, and the 5, Andy Barber, takes a hard left turn when we're supposed to be driving straight.
Yeah, you saw Andy kind of move up a little bit, and I think Ruben got spooked by that, so he tried to give him a little bit more room, but Ryan was already there, so he just kind of went into Ryan, got Ryan sideways right down into his dad, and sent his dad right up the track.
Oh, that'll be an awkward dinner time conversation after this race is over.
Yeah.
Jackie Brooks says it was coming. Too intense. Yep, it was a very intense race. We got some people pitting now. Green, white, checkered flag is up. We are going to have a race to the finish here. We only get one chance at this now. So you're going to have to pit, get a little bit of gas on it, see how it goes. Yeah, we're definitely going to be extending this race a few laps here just to get things wrapped up.
I tell you who loved to see this caution, Braden Sagasser. He is back in the fight.
That's true. It is going to be a dash for him. It's going to be a tough one, but he is back in the fight. That's very true.
Yeah, I don't
Ryan
know if
Barber
you
says
could
that
really... Yeah, but I really don't think you can blame anyone on that. I just think it was, that's just pack racing. Like, we see stuff like that happen in this type of racing all the time. That's why none of us were really surprised. Again, it was going to happen at some point.
Yeah.
Just whether or not it was able to bring out a caution or past the point to where it brought out a caution. But yeah, we weren't going to make it to the checkered without major calamity. That's just not how this works.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I just wanted it to be a nice, clean, fun race. I wanted everyone to have a good time, you know? Oh.
Yeah, that's I wonder if he just only put the bare minimum of fuel when he came down for that green flag stop and realized, uh-oh, I'm not going to have enough fuel for this green-white checkered.
Well, Braden is down pit road, but in the meantime, these guys have been racing a fixed setup. But if you have an open setup race coming up and you want to get a little bit of an edge, Team Watson Racing Setups has got you covered. Use code WATSPIN39 for 10% at checkout on your racing setups to give yourself the competitive edge that you need to take on some of these other competitors in oval racing. OzOVal is a great supporter of Team Watson Racing Setups. And if you want to be a supporter, you can do so right there with that code WATSPIN39 at checkout. Once again, WATSPIN39. WATSPIN39. They say that repetition is the key to subliminal information. Right there. Flash up on screen a couple of times. WATSPIN39. WATSPIN.
Yep, it's going to be stuck in your head whether you want it or not. And
Exactly.
real quick, I'm looking at the lineup, and the guys who stopped for tires, they're not far from the front. They're only a couple rows back. But they still have a shot with those freshies. Here we go.
Let's see. Oh, this is exciting stuff. Looking for that green flag, looking for that Geico restart zone. It's Adam Malone and Troy Davidson. Green flag, green flag.
Everybody.
Ooh, Barney's going nuts. The green flag is waving. There we go. Adam Malone, Troy Davidson out to the front. Malone takes it up to the outside. Davidson keeps that center line.
Yeah, that was a great restart from Malone. He got such a huge jump. He's got control of this race for now, but once the draft picks up, he's going to have a lot of work to do. Oh, here comes the snake.
The snake of Troy Davidson. He's been all over the field this race, but he's back up in front now when it matters. Very, very close.
Here we go. It's official white flag.
Yeah, the white flag is out. We've only got one more to go. No matter what happens on this lap, folks, we are ending this race. And so let's keep our eyes up here at the front where Adam Malone and Troy Davidson are side by side. A spin! We've got a spin! Peter Madsen is around, but he recovers.
No.
Big recovery from Peter Madsen. Oh, contact, though. I want to talk about the front, but there was some action right there in about the 6th, 7th place spot. Madsen falls way back now, but it looks like up at the front, Troy Davidson's got it by half a car length. It's Davidson at the line. Let's see what happens. Malone. Here comes Phelps. Can he take it? Phelps, can he take it at the line? Will it be? No. Malone. Almost the prediction out of the machine, but Malone takes it by a nose.
Adam Malone with the dub. Oh, what a great job of driving there those last couple laps.
Really a fantastic final run there. And let's break it down. Adam Malone with your victory tonight. Troy Davidson in 2nd, Ruben Phelps in 3rd, Gary Wellman in 4th, Lachlan Purvis in 5th, Troy Mortensen in 6th, Matthew Raymond in 7th, Kay Donnelly in 8th, Nicholas Walsh in 9th, and Ryan Barber in 10th.
And we have Colin Bennett bringing it home in 11th, Kim Rafi in 12th, Andy Barber. We saw him get sent to the wall. Still rebounds with the 13th. Peter Madsen, he was up top 3, taking the white flag, but brings it home 14th. And then Braden Sagasser, finished 2 laps down. He never came back out on track. Shannon Wright in 16th, Jay Chandler 17th, Todd Maxfield 18th, Derek Jacobs in 19th, Scott McClintock in 20th, and Jake Jackson in 21st.
And let's see, great race, wonderful race there. Really a solid performance out of these guys. 1 yellow in 90 laps. Very, very solid racing. A few bumps here and there, but nothing, and a few good recoveries as well.
Yeah,
we're gonna
back-to-back wins for Southern Stars right there.
Hey, not bad on the team. We're gonna take a short break, folks, and when we get back, I think we're gonna have some interviews potentially here with our podium finishers. So stay tuned.
Here at TWRS, we're always here to help our squad when they need a little push in the right direction. That's just who we are. We're a beautifully diverse group of goofballs dedicated to driving fake race cars as fast as possible. And we continue to push each other to the front using the power of nonsense. We have one of the strongest NASCAR programs on the service, and you can access it all for $24.99 a month. And we just released individual subscriptions for $14.99 a month for each NASCAR vehicle. We also just added a Rallycross program, and our IndyCar program is taking off as well. So come join the weird side. We have speed and cookies. Cookies are not included in some locations.
Hey folks, we are back here with the OzOVals post-race show. It's Jolo, James, and Kobe up in the booth, and we are going to have a little interview. We're going to do some interviews here with the winners of tonight's race. So we're going to start things off with an interview with Ruben Phelps up here in the booth. Ruben, how is it going after 90 laps in Michigan?
Oh, there was some intense strategy calls and racing, and the whole lot had to think about everything you were doing in that race.
Yeah, it was with all the strategy that went into the pit stops there, and with getting things where they were. You were actually one of the predictions, one of the robots' predictions to win tonight's race. And at the very end there, you found a very, very good amount of speed, just to try to get across the line at the end there. Did you? Where did you? What was going through your head there at the very end of the race there?
I was basically like, I'm just going to go straight through the middle regardless, but I did hesitate on the entry of the corner on the entry of 3 there, which probably could have been the call of getting through them both or not, and it was. So, but other than that, like this, having to fuel save at times, the racing, nobody would give you room. People went 4 wide, squeezed me in the middle, then cars just went both direction across my nose. Everything was going on. So, but I enjoy racing like that. But yeah, that fuel saving and things like that was right on the edge of the laps. So it made it very, very interesting.
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Well, you made the race very interesting as well with some of those 3 wide pushes. So thank you very much for that. We enjoyed watching it up here in the booth. Anyone you want to shout out to or thank for your performance tonight?
Of course, SRM Australia, me and Maddie, usually only 2 that show up for this series. Of course, you guys for putting the broadcast in. Of course, TWRS there for James Watson for taking us on board. Of course, Scotch's Race Fuels, Cut 6 Sticker Co., Moondog, and our 2 charities of TS Tourette's Australia and Australia Alopecia.
All right. Well, that was Ruben Phelps, folks. Thank you very much, Ruben, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yep.
All right. That was Ruben Phelps yet again. I'm going to pass it now over to James Watson, who is going to be talking with Troy Davidson. Take it away, James.
All righty, Troy. James up in the booth. You got a copy?
Hey, James, how you going, mate?
Going all right. It was an awesome battle at the end. You almost got it there. So take us through the strategy. What was your plan of attack there on that green-white checker trying to get past Malone?
Yeah, I was just talking to Adam in the booth there, and he wanted the high line and I wanted the low line, and so he went high and I went low, and I thought, geez, that worked out pretty easy because before the yellow I was holding the low quite well and had some pace, and I just sort of thought I could nearly make it stick down there, and I nearly did, but 0.2 off. So yeah, congrats to Adam on that one.
Yeah, he just had a little bit extra momentum on that high side, but we saw some crazy action and some awesome side-by-side racing, and we only ended up with 1 caution. Are you surprised that everyone was able to keep it so clean for so long out there?
No, not really. It was a fair fuel game because of just trying to make the two stints on fuel. So you could sort of maintain a fairly good speed. Tyres didn't seem to be much of an issue tonight, so it was just just trying to keep clean and save that fuel. You could race a little bit, but it wasn't really to that last stint that everything started to ramp up a bit.
Yeah, and speaking of fuel in that last stint, you were able to stretch it an extra lap or 2 out of past everyone else, and I was really impressed by that. Take us through. How'd you do that?
Yeah, I was losing the Audi a little while ago on fuel, and I was scratching my head. I couldn't work out if it was crew chief or what I was doing wrong. I was just losing races left, right, and centre because of my fuel. So I've been doing a bit of homework, and we'll leave it at that, eh?
Yeah, well, I say you got the best grade on that assignment. But yeah,
it's crucial in these supercars, especially when they go green like these, or pretty much green.
Yeah, and with how close fuel was as it was, and it being such a pack race, being able to save fuel like that really puts you in the fight there. But awesome job tonight. Any sponsors, plugs, and shout-outs you like to give?
Yeah, just Sim Boys, Hot Toddy Heating Stalls, United Electrical, Inside Lane Productions for the broadcast, you guys in the booth, OzOVals Series, everything simulated. Not sure if I've think I might have missed a couple there, but yeah, just everyone that's involved in the series. I love racing each week and have a lot of fun.
Alrighty, well, we thank you, Troy, and hopefully we're talking to you again next week.
Thanks, James.
Not a problem. And now let me send it back over to Joe for our race winner.
Hey, all right. Adam Malone, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can, mate. How you going?
Hey, I'm doing all right, my friend. Not as good as you. It seems like you have come away with this great finish here after 90 laps in Michigan. Tell us how you're feeling after that.
Oh, mate, I feel amazing getting that W. I think it's the first W I've had in this season. So, all the other ones has been second, third, fourth, fifth. Just trying to get there, but yeah, no, I got there.
Well, you had a lot of green flag racing tonight, and that's the sounds like the strategies paid off, and it got you across the line. Did you have any strategy going into tonight's race with Michigan specifically?
Yeah, it was definitely the fuel save. You definitely had to try to get that 30 laps in, and try to get a couple more above that, so you can kind of push right at the end there. So it was lucky I did, because I had 3 laps left on that last yellow for that green, white checkered flag, and I was umming and ahhing whether to come in to get tyres and just top up a bit more so I can push harder, but no, it worked out. I made the right call.
It definitely looks like you did, my friend. You were out at the front, managed to hold on to it. Had some very, very good racing over the course of the race. We saw you starting off, like we said, around mid-pack, but then there was just that point where you became the star of the show, and you were able to hold on to it. Congratulations very well for that. Anyone you want to shout out to or thank for your performance tonight?
Yeah, mate, I put a big shout out to you guys putting the broadcast on, Kobe for the series, and Southern Stars team there, and got Missy's XL Garage, RBI Trading Cards, Sydney Pool Service, give them a hit, and 7-Eleven. I'm pretty sure there's one more. I can't find it. But yeah, no, big shout out.
All righty. Well, thank you very much, Adam. We hope to see you on the podium again. Congratulations for your first place victory tonight.
Cheers, buddy.
All right. Cheers. Take care. That was Adam Malone, everybody, your first place winner after tonight's race. And that is going to bring things to a close here on the OzOVals broadcast. James, how you feeling after that?
Exhausted from all the screaming and crying and fear and anxiety, and that was just after the first 10 laps.
Yeah, yeah, no kidding, man. It was really an exhausting race from a commentator's point of view. We had a lot going on during that race.
Yeah, that's the understatement of the century.
Well, we want to thank you all for watching and joining us tonight on this broadcast of OzOVals. It was our pleasure to be here. Be sure to search OzOVals on iRacing if you'd want to join. We've got some links on screen for you to follow, Facebook and YouTube, to show your support for the league. I want to thank Inside Lane Productions and Kobe for producing tonight's broadcast, and you, James, for joining me up here in the booth, and you, once again, folks, for watching and showing your support. Remember, the next race we got coming here from OzOVals is Indy Motor Speedway, June 29th. So it's going to be a good time. We'll see you there next week. And once again, from Michigan International Speedway, this is Jolo, James, and Kobe. You take care. Have a great rest of your week. Good night.